Very good morning to everyone press here. Welcome all the press today present here. And also I want to thank our YB Ronnie Liu for calling a joint press conference. So at least if give me a chance to make clarifications. I refer to my press statement. One-page report, Star dated 27th of July. Headline, Rogo's Councillor. Based on the descriptions of the councillor provided in the Star report, I am the only one who fit the 4-5. Even they didn't mention the name. And who is on my 50, having a previous stood twice in a state seat in the past general election. Was an MPK tender box from October 2009 to June 2010. I hereby would like to make it known that I was a special assistant Pegawai Khas for the State Assembly Adun Pandamaran, Saudara Ronnie Liu, from the March 2008 until 18 November 2009. During the period, I was a special assistant in the Adun office. I have received a number of requests of assistance from publics and the constituencies of Pandamaran. As part of the service from the Adun office, I issue and sign letter of support for those requesting for assistance, including letter of support for welfare department, on behalf of a handicapped, single mother and other needs, as well as those single assistance from the local council. All letters are always written without obligations. Any government officer to act in any improper manner. Well, contractor are involved. All letter was specifically qualified with statement. Syarat-syarat Majlis Perbandaran dan Kerajaan Negeri Selangor dipenuhi sepenuhnya. Dan undang-undang yang terlibat kontraktor pembekalan dan perkhidmatan perlulah dipatuhi dan diikuti dengan sejujurnya. No letter was issued by me on behalf of Adun office since I was no longer special assistant to the Adun office. I deny all this content in the Star report, claiming a corrupt practice on my part, which enriched my family member and myself. And my family and me have not applied for any single contract in MPK, will not bid for any such contract. It will mean directly conflicts of interest. I will consult my lawyer to determine if I should file a suit against the Star article, has serious damages and the reputation of my family and myself.
I did not confirm to the Star reporter that my letterhead had been misused and that the local councillor was now being investigated by the party. In fact, this statement on the front page was contradicted by the Star's own report on page N4, where I was quoted as saying there have been strong allegations that the councillor used my letterheads to influence the council to obtain contracts, but I'm leaving it to the party to investigate. I'm also not the DAP Selangor Deputy Chairman, by the way. And since the matter has been raised and the MP has said that he has conducted investigation, I leave it to that.
First part, MCA President Dato Sri Chosolek yesterday accused Pakatan Rakyat leaders for practicing double standards, for failing to penalise a DAP municipal councillor for allegedly committing corruption, and claimed that we wanted to sweep the matter under the carpet. Dato Sri Chos should perhaps get his facts right. The Stars caught a scoop with a rogue councillor story. But does the MCA President expect us to immediately punish a councillor for unsubstantiated allegations printed on a newspaper owned by the MCA, without named sources and riddled with inconsistencies as well as blatant factual error? Okay, the MCA President's claim that we want to sweep the matter under the carpet is almost laughable, as there's really no carpet for us to sweep things under, even if we want to do so. How do you expect the Pakatan Rakyat government to sweep things under the carpet when the MACC raids officers of our state assemblymen as well as local councils on a regular basis and are in possession of almost all relevant files, okay, relating to them? In fact, the only councillor whom MACC has charged today is Mr. Wong Chuan Hao of Sepang Municipal Council, and he has since been acquitted of all charges. Dato Sri Chor should instead do the honourable thing and take to task his presidential elections running mate and now appointed Secretary General of and Transport Minister, Dato Sri Kong Chow Ha, as the latter's refusal to pursue the case against the former Transport Minister, Tan Sri Chan Kong Choi, for possibly committing criminal breach of trust, CBT, for possibly committing criminal breach of trust, CBT. The Public Accounts Committee have found a strong prima facie case of CBT and abuse of power by Tan Sri Chan, supported by the testimony of the Attorney General, and yet no charges have been filed after years of investigations. Now, Transport Minister Datuk Sri Kong Chong Ha must be reprimanded for prioritising the private interests of Kuala Dimensi Sdn Bhd instead of the people, and the government. This is relating to the issue over the past 2 days, yesterday, today, with regards to the fact that Port Klang Authority is going to be forced by the minister to pay up to the bondholders of Kuala Dimensi. In fact, Datuk Sri Chua should immediately issue a reprimand to Datuk Sri Kong Chong Ha for his intent to compel the Board of Directors of Port Klang Authority to make the next payment of 222 million to the bondholders of the debt accrued by the contractor for the scandalous Port Klang Free Zone project. To the contractor, which is Kuala Dimensi Sdn Bhd. The MCA President should ask his Secretary General as to why the government should make this payment on KDSB's behalf when PKA itself, Port Klang Authority itself, is disputing the work done by KDSB and has summoned the latter over excessive and fraudulent claims of approximately 1.4 billion ringgit in the courts. Even if the government decides that it has nothing to abide by the guarantee issued by the former Transport Minister, Tan Sri Chan Kong Choi, to pay the bondholders, the guarantee only applies if the actual work is carried out by the contractor KDSB. In this case, given that the work has yet to be carried out, there is no obligation for PKA to pay KDSB vis-a-vis the bondholders. Under the agreement signed by PKA with KDSB and the bondholders will now have the recourse to seek payment of outstanding sums directly from KDSB, should there be a failure of payment by the government due to incomplete works. Okay. Furthermore, given that the KDSB assets has of approximately 922 million, they will easily be able to make up for the outstanding amount due, at least until the court dispute has been resolved. The attempt by the Minister, Datuk Sri Kong Chong Ha, to interfere with the decision of the Board of Directors of Port Klang Authorities would also smack of extremely poor corporate governance, as the board has been appointed by the government to act in the best interests of PKA. As quoted by the Age Financial Daily yesterday, the board does not want to be in a position where PKA wins the suit, but it cannot recover the money. The decision of the board would also not have been made without the advice of its lawyers. Datuk Sri Chua should advise Datuk Sri Kong not to make a mockery of the recommendations of the task force set up by the ministry, which was headed by Datuk Paul Low of Transparency International, who had recommended clear corporate governance best practices to prevent PKA from external interference, which may result in further losses to both PKA and the government. The MCA President should therefore not simply throw stones in glass houses, but instead focus on cleaning up the reputation of his own party, which has been weighed down by the complete inaction over the 12.5 billion PKFZ West.
Wakil rakyat, whether you're even in the opposition MP or in government now, I mean, a lot of times for scholarship, for what they call that, recommendation to take certain jobs and all that, we used to give surat sokongan. But we have been very careful, as advised by a legal advisor of the state, that it's non-obligatory. Meaning that, like what Tee Boon Hock had mentioned in his statement, that this is untuk pertimbangan, is for the consideration of the council, and if that person, the applicant, fulfill the conditions. So, and also we have, in our Exco meetings, and also in some of the inter-department heads meeting, we have told all the directors or pengaras of all various departments that do not take whatever recommendation letter from us seriously, but they do it, they judge, they select contractors or jobs to give jobs according to
by merit.
Merit by merit. So I mean, all this directive, already told to all our Dato' Banda, YGP, and also our all the pengarah. So they all are aware this is all this have been the practice. So for Tee Boon Hock, I mean, I'm not surprised at all, because all of us have done it, unless one day there is a real law that ban, politician or whoever endorse any this kind of documents.